Hello fellow coffee botherers, in this video I'm going to be talking about the Aeropress range. I thought, I know, there are a couple more Aeropresses these days that I've not featured on the channel. Nice and simple, right? Yeah, right, about £475 later, here we go. How long have you got? Just kidding, I'll make it just as quick as it is to clean up after an Aeropress brew. Well, maybe not quite that quick, but we'll keep it brief. So, we've got the Clear, the Go, the Original, the Premium, the XL and the Go Plus. Let's start out with the original Aeropress. Alan Adler's masterpiece, the original Aeropress, is just ace. I spoke to Alan Adler a while ago, the chap who invented the Aeropress, very nice gentleman, and he told me how he was just looking for a fast, no-nonsense way to brew single cups of coffee. He never expected Aeropress to end up with a cult following, even national and international Aeropress brewing competitions and specialty coffee shops using the brewer. But that's what happened, because it just works. It's really versatile, it's affordable, it's simple, fast to brew with, fast to clean up, it's lightweight and portable, and it produces bloody lovely coffee. You can get all the individual parts for it separately, so you could have one Aeropress for years like Trigger's Broom. The filters are low cost, and if you're tight like me, you can rinse them and put them back in the filter cap to use again, and I've found that I can get 10 to 12 brews until the filter falls apart. This is true of all the Aeropresses, the ability to reuse the filters and the individual parts, although I've not seen individual parts available for the Premium yet. Well, that's probably because it's so new. If you're buying the new Aeropress and you've had them before, one thing you'll notice with all bar the Premium is there's no ribs on the piston. Here's a piston with the ribs on. As you can see, it's a really old one, but got ribs on it. This is something Mark from Coffee Geek pointed out. All the plunger pistons now on all the models don't have the ribs that the original had, apart from the Premium, which is completely ribbed. This makes very little difference. There's just a tiny bit more play with the piston, and I think this change was quite a while ago, as only one of my many Aeropresses has the ribs. The original at RRP is $39.99 in pounds in the UK and the same in dollars in the States. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the original. Are you? Or are you not? Let me know in the comments. Next, Aeropress Clear. Aeropress Clear. This is the same as the original, but it's clear. Or if you go for the coloured version, it's clear colour, which means it's not clear, it's coloured. That clear? Good. Okay, I'm just being slightly daft. You can see into the clear coloured brew chamber, just not quite as clearly as with the non-coloured clear version. As well as being clear, or coloured but still clear-ish, there is a difference versus the original. The original is made from polypropylene, the clear and the clear coloured are made from Triton, which I actually thought was the guy off Red Dwarf, but he was Crichton, wasn't he? I had to Google it. They're both durable materials, but the clear feels just a bit more premium to me, and it doesn't slide around on the mug as much. There's more friction. You can see the brew, which you might find interesting and potentially even helpful, and I can't see any negative with the clear other than the higher price. I think I just slightly prefer the clear over the original, which I wasn't expecting to say. I like being able to see everything that's going on while brewing. I like how it feels a bit more solid on the cup. It's less slidey than the original, and overall I think it just looks and feels slightly better. The clear is £54.99 in the UK, $49.99 in the States, so it's £15 more or $10 more than the original. So I'd pay that personally. Next, the Aeropress Go. This was the first additional Aeropress to the range, and it's a travel version of the original. It's a bit smaller, and it comes with this toothbrush holder, and a filter holder, and a folding brew paddle, and a little scoop, which both fit inside the plunger. I do like the little filter holder. I like the little folding stirrer. Cool little scoop de loop. But I don't like that. Put my toothbrush in that, and drink it out of it. This plastic tumbler holds everything in one package, which is handy, and it's supposed to double as a cup, but I'd rather not drink from that. I've brewed with it quite a bit, and I think if you're brewing using the standard non-inverted method, it's no different really. If you're using the inverted method, you might find it a bit too small for some recipes. It's made of polypropylene, the same material as the original, so it feels the same, but the top of the plunger is smaller. So if you plunge with your hand, you might find that it's not quite as comfortable as the wider plunger top. See what I mean? It's lost the bigger hexagonal flange, which makes it a bit of a pain for using with wider cups. You see it's a bit like, whereas with that, bigger cups, because you've got the big flange. The silicone lid isn't secure, so if you lob it in a bag without securing it with an elastic band or something, you might find it's not in one neat little package when you retrieve it from said bag. The Go is $49.99 in the UK, the same in dollars in the States, and personally I'm not really a fan, as you can tell. I don't really see what it brings to the table versus the original. I have seen comments from some who love this, and that's fine, we're allowed to have differences of opinion. Aeropress XL. This is an extra large Aeropress, obviously, and as you can see it's a beast. It's made of polypropylene as with the original and the Go, and it does look just like a giant original Aeropress. You can easily brew around half a litre, just under 17 ounces, but you can bypass brew, meaning brew half a litre with a higher coffee to water ratio and then dilute with hot water. And depending on how strong you like it, it's possible to produce about a litre this way, or 34 ounces. Just keep in mind that if you're making bigger batches, you'll need to grind slightly coarser than you used to for the standard Aeropress. I've heard from people who've had issues brewing with the XL, and I think it's mainly down to brewing in bigger batches with the XL and not tweaking the grind size versus smaller batches. You can brew smaller cups in it too, and you'll probably find your normal grind size works well for that. Aeropress warn against the inverted method with the XL for safety reasons, and I suppose if you spill an XL one, you'll have an XL aero mess. It comes with a half-litre capacity carafe or server, made also of Triton. I say also of Triton, that isn't, but that is. The XL is £79.99 in the UK at RRP and $89.95 in the USA. And I like it. I think if you sometimes brew bigger volumes and if you'd rather do it in one go rather than making multiple brews with an original, great. It's worth pointing out that these prices I'm giving are retail pricing from the official Aeropress website. You might find better deals on the internet. I'll put links in the description to any deal I can find. There'll be affiliate links, so if you buy using these links, you'll be supporting this channel, and that's much appreciated. Thanks. If you'd like a completely free way of supporting the channel, just look for the subscribe button just down here, tap it and it should change to subscribed. Clicking the like button and leaving a comment is also very helpful. This is really important, by the way. Keeping the algorithm happy is basically what allows me to keep producing these videos, so I do very much appreciate your support. If you wanted to go even further, you could become an official coffee botherer for too many perks to even mention, including custom emojis. And that's almost free at $1.99 a month, but there's a very strict entry policy. You have to have been born on a day that ends with a Y, and you have to like coffee, and you have to click the join button down here somewhere by my right bowling shoe. If you've done that recently, thanks, and stick around till the end and revel in the fame. Next, the Aeropress Go Plus. This comes in cream, black and pink. I went for black, as you can see by the fact that I've got a black one. For me, this makes way more sense as a travel version. The travel cup itself is stainless steel, the plunger, the chamber and the lid are all Triton, and the Aeropress itself is more or less identical to the Aeropress Clear. It's really only the top of the plunger that's different. You can see it's got a smaller thing, smaller lip. It's all inside a proper travel mug and I quite like it. Yeah, it's a bit bulkier and heavier than the original Go, but I prefer it personally. I'd buy this. Well, I did, but you know what I mean. The top of the plunger is slightly less comfortable to plunge than the Go. I know it needed to fit inside the travel mug, but it doesn't feel great when plunging with your hand. The scoop and the stirrer fit in the plunger and the stirrer works in all different shapes. It has the full hexagonal flange, so no problem brewing with bigger cups. The sip hole lid is magnetic and features a little Aeropress. Look. And there's absolutely no good reason for that, and for that reason I love it, it's ace. The lid is push fit, there's no screw thread. The base unscrews, like that. So you can hide money in there, or the filters, which I assume it's intended for. Cool little design feature. Some people have said they've struggled to drink from it due to the air vents being covered by the lid. This isn't supposed to happen. It locks open and closed by the magnets. And when it's open, these little cutouts on the side mean the vents aren't covered. If you hold it just slightly open and don't allow it to open properly, the vents will be covered and they'll be difficult to drink from. Overall, I like this. I think all it's really missing to be truly everything in one neat package is a place for your ground coffee. And Aeropress, if you're listening, I have an idea for you. Oh wait, before I carry on, I've just mentioned coffee, so this would be a good time to hear from our sponsor. The sponsor this week was supposed to be an artist who makes sculptures of breasts out of oak and mahogany, but then I thought, that'd be weird, wouldn't it? I don't think Wes has even got it.
I haven't got it.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it? So this week's sponsor is me. My coffee beans from the Coffee Works are all freshly roasted, and we have loads of beans that work great with the Aeropress. And I'd always recommend grinding your own, but if you don't want to, we'll grind for you, just as we're bagging up your freshly roasted coffee. Just choose pre-ground for Aeropress. And use the discount code YT25 at cworks.co.uk for 25% off your first order. Where were we? Ah yes, my idea for the Aeropress Go Plus. I can fit about 16 to 17 grams of freshly ground coffee into the scoop. So if they made a lid for the scoop, you'd be able to load the scoop, put the lid on, drop the scoop into the plunger, and you have everything you need in one package.
But Kev, what about hot water?
Ah, yeah, forgot about that. Almost everything you need in one package. This is £89.99 in the UK and the same in dollars in America. It's a little bit pricey, it's a little bit bulky, but I quite like it and I much prefer it to the original Go, personally. Last but not least, and certainly not least cost, Aeropress Premium. It's really heavy. This is lovely, I have to say. I wouldn't buy it. I did buy it, but if I didn't want to review it, I wouldn't buy it, and I'll tell you why shortly, but I do think it's a thing of beauty. The filter cap is stainless steel, the chamber is dual-walled glass, the plunger piston is aluminium, and the stirrer and scoop are stainless steel. This is chuffing heavy, which just adds to the luxury feel. Even the filter cap is really heavy. Even the filters are... oh wait, they're the same, never mind. In terms of taste, I need to do some testing, and I'll do an in-depth video with this, but my opinion at the moment is that any difference in taste versus the original or the clear is likely to be very small, and it probably depends on how you're brewing. If you're doing a standard, relatively quick, non-inverted brew, then as James Hoffman pointed out in his review, which I'll link to in the description, the glass and stainless steel is probably going to lead to a drop in the brew temperature. But he also showed that over longer brewing times, glass and stainless steel are actually more effective when it comes to heat retention, so it could be that this lends itself slightly more to longer brewing methods. He also talks about the deeper, taller chamber and how this might be producing just slightly higher extraction. The reason I wouldn't buy one of these, for me, is that what I love about Aeropress is how you can just chuck it around, slap it on your cup, plunge the crap out of it, lob it in the sink, lob it in your bag, and so on. I think brewing with this is going to be a completely different thing, more delicate, more thoughtful, and I'm not sure I really want to brew like that with Aeropress. Maybe I'll change my mind after I've used it a few times, let's see. Do you want this? You can't have it. Only joking. I'll do some testing with it, I'll do an in-depth review, and then as long as I've not managed to smash it, I'll give it away via one of the Coffee Blog monthly giveaways.
No way!
To see the current giveaway, go to coffeeblog.co.uk/giveaway. Are you ready for this? This is £169.99 in the UK, $179.95 in the States. And yes, that's a lot of money for what appears to be a purely luxury version of the Aeropress, which offers no real additional value other than that. So if you're swearing at the screen, I get it, but there will be some people who do want this, so each to their own. Which Aeropress would I buy in 2025? I'd probably buy the clear. I prefer it ever so slightly over the original, and I'm okay with paying an extra £15. You can't really go wrong with the original. I just think the clear feels just a touch nicer. It doesn't slip around on the cup as much, and it's nice to be able to see what's going on. If I wanted a travel version, I'd buy the Go Plus. If I wanted a toothbrush holder, I'd buy the Go. Sorry Aeropress, I just don't like that tumbler, or the squishy lid that has a habit of falling off, something lids shouldn't really do. If I wanted to brew extra large batches, I'd go for the XL, I really quite like it. And as I've said, I personally wouldn't buy the Premium. It's lovely, but I like being able to be heavy-handed when I'm brewing, and not have to constantly worry about smashing a very expensive glass brewer. They don't currently sell a spare glass chamber, although I'm sure they will in the future, but I'm guessing it will be pricey as it's handmade glass. Coffee Kev's Coffee of the Week!
Oh, okay. Cold drink.
Cheers.
That's really nice. That's so nice.
It's all right.
I really like that. That's like a 9.
We have very different palettes with drinks, which is mad.
There you go. Coconut vanilla mint coffee.
So that's not there.
Yeah.
It's got coconut milk in it.
Coconut water.
Coconut water, sorry.
Coconut water.
Wow, that's so nice and refreshing. Now.
It's refreshing.
It's
isn't it?
interesting. Won't bite myself. Right, okay, 3 beans. I've not done a bean push. 1, 2, 3 today, so that's 3.
You know what's really funny? You always put your beans there. Nicole always puts the beans over there. Just to make sure.
What are you doing?
No, yeah, nine. For me.
Nicole, put the beans on his head. 9 beans.
9 beans, yeah. That's when you know it's good, when I take it away.
Tatty, bye.
Tatty, bye.
Bye-bye. Come again. Thank you very much for watching, and a very special thank you to all the channel members. This is a secret club, by the way. As I've said, it's invite only, and you're invited, only you though. Don't tell anyone. Just click the join button down here by my right orthopaedic sandal, which I said earlier, but never mind, I'll say it again. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to support the channel by clicking the subscribe button to make it say subscribed. Also, liking and commenting help too. Another way to subscribe is by clicking my face. Tatty bye.